Hi there. This is another lesson in our U.S. Immigration and Visas section. It examines the U.S. immigration document called a Form I-20. Over the next few minutes, I'll explain what an I-20 is, how you get one, and what information it includes. I'll also share a few I-20 tips. Let's get started. Form I-20, most people just say I-20, is a U.S. immigration document that's required to apply for an F1 or M1 visa. That's the visa given to international students wanting to come to the United States to complete a full degree. Having an I-20 does not guarantee you'll receive an F or M visa. Instead, it just means you are eligible to apply for one at a U.S. embassy or consulate in your country. I'll say more about that process in another lesson. Once you're in the United States, the I-20 certifies your legal status as a student. Accordingly, it must remain valid throughout the period of your study. Without a valid I-20, you are considered out of status and could be deported. I-20s are government documents, but they're issued by schools. In order to issue I-20s, a school must first be recognized by the U.S. government as a legitimate educational institution. A quick warning related to this. Some schools or their agent representatives are known to misrepresent the quality and nature of their educational programs. Therefore, before applying to any school, you should verify that it's certified as legitimate by the U.S. government. Doing this is easy. Just go to the following website run by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and search for a school's name. Here's what that website looks like. As you can see, it allows you to search by school name, the city and state where a school is located, and by different school types. You can also refine your search to show only schools that admit F or M1 students. And if you'd like, you can download the complete list of U.S. government-approved schools. Again, remember, if a school is not listed on this website, it's not certified, and you shouldn't apply there. So how do you get an I-20? As I mentioned earlier, I-20s are issued by schools, not the U.S. government. To receive one, you must first apply to and be accepted by a school for a degree, non-degree, or ESL program. After being admitted, your school's designated school official, or DSO, will create a record for you in the SEVIS database. If they need more information than you provided at the time of application, they'll send you a form to complete or direct you to a website they use to collect student information. After a school has received all your information and uploaded it to SEVIS, the DSO will use the SEVIS system to create and print a Form I-20, then mail this original paper document to you. You might be wondering what information is on a Form I-20, so let's have a look. The I-20 is a 3-page document. The first 2 pages contain information about you and your school. The third page contains important instructions and information about the F1 and M1 visa that should be read very carefully. Let's take a closer look at several sections on page 1 and then page 2. Here's the top of page 1. As you can see, it includes the following: a SEVIS ID, this is a unique number for each international student, the class of visa, in this case F1, personal information to include name, country of birth, place of birth, citizenship, etc., information about the school, for instance, its name and address and the name of a contact person. There's a section about program of study. This includes the level of education a student is seeking, their major, the length of their program start and end dates, and information about English language proficiency. There's a financial section, which shows the average estimated cost for the program, as well as how the student will pay for it. A remark section, in which school officials can add additional information that is important for students to know about. In this case, the date of the school's orientation program and a note that all students must report to the International Student Services Office after they arrive at school. And finally, 2 attestation sections, one for the school's DSO and one for the student. The DSO signs and dates the form to certify that the information on it is correct. The student signs and dates the form to certify that the information they've provided to the school is accurate and correct, and that they agree to comply with the school's terms of admission. For students under the age of 18, a parent or legal guardian must also sign the form. The second page of the I-20 contains 5 information sections: employment authorization, change of status / cap-gap extension, event history, other authorizations, and travel endorsement. I'll briefly mention just 2 of these: employment authorization and travel endorsement. The employment authorization section is only completed for international students who have jobs while they're in the United States. It includes information about employment status, work start and end dates, and the name and location of the student's employer. There are several specific immigration regulations related to international students and work. These rules may prevent you from qualifying for a job, so you should talk to your school's DSO about options rather than assuming you'll be allowed to work. As a general rule, full-time F1 visa students can only work on campus for 20 hours per week while classes are in session, and 40 hours per week during school breaks. M1 visa students are not allowed to work, but they may qualify for an optional practical training experience. The travel endorsement section of this document is important because international students must get a DSO's signature before traveling outside of the United States. Doing so is quick and easy. Just contact your school's international office to request an appointment with a DSO. After a school sends you an I-20, you should immediately check to make sure that the information on it is correct. Sometimes mistakes are made. If you notice an error, contact your school's DSO as soon as possible to explain the problem and to request an updated I-20. If everything on your I-20 is correct, just sign it. It's now ready for you to present during your visa interview. Finally, a few I-20 related tips. First, whenever you submit information to a school, make sure that you spell your name exactly as it's written on your passport. That's what the school's DSO will use to create your I-20. Next, remember that you'll need to bring your official I-20 to your visa interview. A copy of the original will not be accepted. Next, like your passport, your I-20 should never expire while you're a student, so pay close attention to its expiration date. If it does expire, you will fall out of legal status. If your I-20 will expire before you can complete your study program, just talk to your DSO about options for getting an extension or a new I-20. Next, if you're ever issued a new I-20, be sure to not throw away your older original copy. It's important to keep all original I-20s, even after a new one has been issued. Next, if you lose an original copy of your I-20, don't worry. Just request a replacement from your school's DSO as soon as possible. And finally, another reminder that anytime you plan travel outside of the United States, you'll need a signature from your school's DSO on your I-20 before you depart. Okay, that's it for this topic. I'll see you in the next lesson.